Yeah, hello. So today we will see something related to database. Means uh, mostly what happen if we want to develop a project. So that time we are developing the project in our local system. But if we want to deploy our project in one of the cloud platform like AWS or Azure or GCP, so what should we know about that, right? So it's our MySQL database and basically, it's a local database. Here you can see the local instance, right? Okay, this is the connection. And if you are click on edit connection, you can see, okay, here this local host is the host name, port number is 3306, right? So it's a local database where we can deploy or where we can connect our application with this local database so that we can run our query locally. But if you want to deploy this whole database in a platform like uh, AWS or GCP, so what should we know, right? So for that, uh, we will try one of the cloud platform called AWS RDS, that is relational database, right? So this is the AWS console wherein I have account uh, of AWS. It's free tier account, right? And AWS provides you so many services. Here you can see the services: AWS Gateway, AWS Athena, like that, right? Something called AWS Data Exchange. Yeah, EC2 is the service. It's one of the popular AWS service, right? So it's a service if you want to deploy one of the application like Spring Boot application with Java or React application or Django application using Python. So that is the application where we can deploy on EC2 instance services of AWS, right? But application consists of database also. So that time what we need to do, we need to have another service of AWS, right? So AWS provide almost 200 plus services. It's pay as you go, means if you want a particular service, then you need to pay and you will get that particular service. It's depend upon your use, right? So you need to pay in a dollar, right? So here we will use one of the service uh, which will help to deploy the our database like MySQL or any PostgreSQL. So many database we can deploy. So they will provide one of the service called RDS, right? This is RDS service. You can see Amazon RDS. So what is Amazon RDS? It's relational database service, right? It is a service used to manage the relational database in this AWS cloud. And it's cost efficient, right? As well as for industry standard relational database, it's mostly used. It has some advantages like availability as well as scalability. If you want to scale the application or scale the database, so that we can use this. It's secure also. Performance wise, it's one of the best, right? So first of all, what we need to do, okay, one by one we will do. We need to go to service section, click on RDS. Here you can see manage relational database service. So click on RDS. Okay. Then one window will come like this. And here you can see you are using the following Amazon RDS resource in Asia Pacific Mumbai region. Uh, it is the region where you can, okay, here you can see that region, Mumbai region. So the region which is near to us, that we should uh, use, right? So in India, I think we have two regions. One is in Hyderabad and one is in Mumbai. So Mumbai is near to me, so that's why I click Mumbai as a region. Okay, now it's a DB instance, so you should need to click on DB instance. After that, uh, here you can see the database view. So uh, what it contains, uh, where database will deploy. For that, we need to create database like what we are creating in MySQL. We just need to create one schema, and in that schema, we need to create table. But in AWS platform, we need to create a database. Just click on create database. Okay. So choose a database creation. In this, you can see some engine type. Engine type consists of various databases like MySQL, PostgreSQL, MariaDB, Oracle, right? IBM DB2. So we are playing with MySQL database. So click on MySQL. After that, its edition is MySQL Community version 8.0.35. Keep it as it is. Now here you can see the templates. Choose one of the template. For sure, we need free tire. So we'll just click on free tire. After that, okay, it's a database name, right? Database instance identifier, not a database name. So we'll keep it as it is database one, then credential. Okay, here you can see the username. Likewise, we are creating. So whenever we are using our local database like MySQL, in that database we need to create username, password, and port number is by default 3306. Likewise, here we need to create username, right? So admin is by default username, and we will create one password here. So I will create one password like ANKIT hash 1995. Okay. Confirm this password, same ANKIT hash 1995. Okay. Then, okay, keep it as it is. Allocated storage 20. We can create 20 database out of one. Here we are creating. Okay. Keep it as it is. No need to. Okay. Uh, Now here you can see public access. It means your database is accessible by one of the application. So that create, we need to click on public. Okay. Yeah. So it's very important. It's virtual private cloud security group. Security group is one of the what we can say, it's very essential as well as crucial part of AWS. Means you need to create one security group. I already created a security group so that it comes as default. So no need to create. Otherwise, we can click on create and we'll create one of the security group. So no need to create here. Okay. Then click on additional configuration. Your database port is 3306. Then click on additional configuration here. Here our database name. So we need to we have one application here. user service is there, and here we are using, you can see the in application.properties, MySQL connections. So right, so it's our URL. So in this URL, we need to create one database name here. Likewise, in AWS also, we need to create one database name. So I will create like Spring app, my database name, right? Okay. Then backup retention, no need to change, no need to change. Everything keep it as it is. Here you can see something $20. But as I already told you, the Amazon Relational Database Service free tier is available to you for 12 months, right? So we are using free tier account. No need to pay this much dollar. I think it's 20 into 80. $1 equal to 80 rupees, right? So almost 1600 rupee you need to pay. But we are having free tier account, so no need to pay. Okay. So okay, that's fine. Here we'll click on create database and close. Here you can see creating database one, right? Okay. So we will wait for some time because it will take some time to create uh, or to launch that particular database what we are creating as so far. Okay, so here we will click on view credential details. What does it contain? Okay, here you can see your username and password what I wrote, right? Close. Then what does it contain? Okay, your status is creating. It's up and running. No, it is not created yet, right? Your engine is MySQL community. Then yeah, here virtual private cloud is there. Okay, so we'll click on database. Here something is there. Okay, you can see some security group. Your security group is, this is your security group. Okay, if this database configuration will run, then here you can see the endpoint. What does endpoint mean and what is port mean? Okay, here you can see JDBC colon MySQL colon double slash localhost colon 3306. We can see here. Localhost means we are creating or we are playing with our database locally, so that we need to write the server as localhost. We are deploying our application or our uh, database locally, so that it is localhost, and by default port is 3306. That's its meaning. And in AWS, we need to uh, deploy our uh, database on this port. What it will come, we'll see. And our port is by default 3306, right? Okay, before that, it will take some time. Yeah. So here you can see successfully created database one. Okay. Now here you can see the endpoint. Database hyphen one, something like that. And our port is 3306. Okay. So what we need to do, uh, we need to copy this endpoint, right? Go to Eclipse on your application.property, and we need to change three things here. We'll comment this. because these three things, URL, username, and password, related to our local database. And what we are writing now, it's related to AWS RDS service database, right? So we'll comment to this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Not an issue. So yeah, as I already told you, our server is localhost locally, and here we will, okay, I paste something, copy. Okay, this is our server. Port number is same, and what is our database name? I need to check here because I forgot the database name. Where can I find? Uh, I think in configuration. Mhm. Yeah, this is our database name, Spring App. Okay, so instead of custom finder method, I will write Spring App. Custom finder method is our local database. Spring App is our AWS RDS database, right? Our username is admin and our password is ANKIT hash 1995. I think so. ANKIT hash 1995, right? Okay. Okay. So far, so good. Yeah. Control S. So one thing is remaining, connectivity and security. Yeah. So this is one of the important aspects as far as using your RDS database. You can see here, so here our port number is 3306, that is our protocol. So we need to enable the protocol, otherwise our VPC security group will disable that protocol. For that we need to click on default security group. So here you can see one security group ID, right? So just click on security group ID. You will see one inbound rule. Yeah. Then in inbound rule, you need to click on inbound rule, edit inbound rule, and just click on add rule. Our TCP protocol, we have our TCP transfer control protocol. So port number is 3306. It's custom, and CIDR log is 0000, right? Save rules. Here you can see inbound security group is successfully modified with this port. Yeah. Okay. So far, so good. Okay. So now we will try to run the application and we'll check. Okay. Yeah. So that we are not yet created that database in our system. Just click on the new connection. Our connection name is AWS RDS. Yeah. Okay. Connection method TCP IP. Our host name is, host name means here you need to click on not EC2 instance. Which instance we are having right now? We click on security group. Mm, RDS dash database. Yeah, this is our database available. Okay, this is the endpoint. So yeah, right. So our host name is this. Port number is 3306. Username admin. Password store in vault. ANKIT hash 1995. Right. Click on OK. Test connection successfully made the MySQL connection, right? Click on OK. 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 Then your MySQL connection with AWS RDS will create. Double click on this. Yeah, this is the OK. Now you can see the Spring app. Yeah, by default, because we already created our database name and it consists of these two database. So here we can see all the database what it consists of, right? So show sh will write one command, show database, right? Database, show database, yes, show database is there. Okay, yeah, Spring App information schema MySQL, these are the database, right? So we'll go to our Spring Boot application. No need. Okay, yeah, here I will show you something related to Maven, right? So how to boot or how to run the application. Right click on the project, click on run as. First of all, we will clean all the packages. Clean, PCKGE. Click on run. Whatever the earlier package we have, so it will all cleanup activities going on so that we can start with new packages, right? Okay, yeah, build success, right? Our jar will created. Now we will run the application. Click on this, run as Maven build. Here we'll write clean spring boot colon run. Click on run. Application running. Okay, our server is, yeah, server is also running Tomcat port with 8080, and okay, so far so good. Okay, then here you can see show database. Now we have one command or we have one query called uh, use means if you want to use one of the database, then we can write to use Spring's app database name, right? Yes, PRING Spring app. You can see Spring app is highlighted, means we are using this right now. As far as we are running our application, you can see one table is created on the Amazon EC2 services. So our Amazon EC2 services is up and running, right? And you can see one table is created with the field ID, city, name, and password. Okay, so here also I will have one URL with a request http://localhost:8080. I am having port with this endpoint, right? So one question came that why we are not changing this 8080? Here we are not deploying our Spring Boot application to AWS. We are deploying only our database. So no need to change this 8080 port. Here we changed with local host, but here no need to change, right? So we'll change one name, John, Kashmir with ID 2. send user saved successfully, you can see the value 2 with city, Kashmir, name zone, password is also 8989. So we are successfully deploying our MySQL database to the AWS RDS, as well as we are connecting that database with our Spring Boot application, and so that we can uh, deploying manually by using Postman. What are the payload we are having?